live team coverage all throughout the day of this story right now. Let me bring in studio here Maayan Kaplun Keidar. She is the daughter of Dror Kaplun, who's presumed being held hostage in Gaza. Thanks so much for joining us. I wish we were meeting each other on happier occasions, that we were seeing each other at a bar mitzvah or a wedding. But you're here to talk about your father.
Yes, I'm here to talk about my father. My father is a very optimistic person, and he was always thinking about the best and how life would be better. He was pro peace. He always believed in coexisting next to the Palestinians.
He lived there specifically in Beirut for that.
For 20 years, but all his life he lived near Gaza Strip in Kibbutz Ruchama. His parents are Holocaust survivors, and as such, they grew him and tried to build a safe place, house for him, his kids, the grandchildren, and it's horrifying what happened. It's something that is hard to even describe. The unknowing is breaking. It's like if we would know he's dead, like it's a punch in the heart, but
at least you know.
But we know. But
right.
Here it feels like they put their arm inside our heart, squeezed, and they are not letting it go. We don't know what his condition. We know that he was kidnapped.
How do you know that part? How do you know the part that he was kidnapped, and what part do you know? For those of us who don't, we're seeing some video here on the screen, but those of us who don't know.
So we start in the Saturday morning. We started to receive WhatsApp in our WhatsApp group, family group. He started to explain that Hamas entered the kibbutz. We didn't understand that there are so many, and we didn't figure out. Around 10:30, the connection broke, and a day later, we got a video that is showing, you can see it on the screen, that him, his wife, and a few other neighbors are kidnapped. They are leading handcuffed in Kibbutz Be'eri. And 2 days later, we received another video that is showing all of those people laying on the ground. Later on, everybody we found out died, were murdered. We know he was shot, and we know that he was wounded and there was blood, but there was not enough blood to determine he's dead. They didn't find any indication of him being dead in Israel.
This is because you went back to Be'eri afterwards, right?
Correct. My sister and her husband went back to look in the scenery and took blood. And later on, after we asked for 3 weeks or so for Metzach to go and figure out what happened, they did it after 4 weeks, and they found some blood and some hair that they have indication that he was hit, but we don't know the severity of the wound, if it's from bullet or it's from something else.
How old is your father?
68.
Out of not combat ready, in the sense that he's not a military. The fact that he's being held hostage is not as though he has a military experience that it would be beneficial for the IDF. It'd be anti-Hamas in that respect. There's no value in that respect, right? He's a gentleman.
Exactly, nothing. He doesn't have any. To the contrary, he was always voting for parties that are not pro-Palestinian, but pro-peace, and he was going to demonstrations. Sorry,
it's okay.
In favor of peace.
Yeah. and I grew up to this kind of values. And right now, it's very difficult to look at it as such, because we understand we don't have partners for peace. They don't even let the Red Cross to go and check what is the condition of him. I know that he was hit, but I don't know the severity, if he's alive or is he dead. In the video you see that he's not wearing his eyeglasses, but here you see he needs his eyeglasses.
We were supposed to know by yesterday from the Red Cross. They were supposed to, according to as many reports, that part of the deal for the 4-day pause was that by the end of the 4th day, the Red Cross was supposed to be notified on the status of anyone that they're holding. You have not gotten any word. We've not gotten any word. What do you call on the Red Cross to do?
I call on the Red Cross to demand to go and visit them before they give humanitarian support to UNRWA and all the other peoples in Gaza, because they are civilians and they deserve, the Gazan people, they deserve humanitarian support and aid, but also the kidnapped. Also, the kidnapped are in the same situation, if not worse. They are both kidnapped by Hamas, both Palestinians that are not related to the Hamas and the kidnapped people. If it's men, kids, women, elderly, we saw the other day Elma that got back and she's now between life and death.
You just want something just to show that he's okay. That even if he's alive, first that he's alive and that he's okay.
Yes, and I think this is like Red Cross exists for these complex cases, and if they are not doing their job, they don't have a place to exist in this world, because if they only exist when proper countries, I would say, or that would accept like the laws of the world, those countries will allow Red Cross or other aids to take care of those people. But in places that there isn't a proper law, we need them to go, and if they don't allow it, if they don't have a power to go and check the kidnapped people, they don't have any right to exist.
Maayan, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the one thing about your father that surprised people would be surprised to learn about him?
In the past 10 years, he did a tremendous change in his life. To the people that know him, it's not surprising, but he changed the entire way of living. And he started a different diet. He became almost vegan. And he was diabetic. He had very bad cholesterol. And by this nutrition, he stopped taking any medicine. Like he was you can see in the video, he was more than an athlete than he was when he was 20.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Maayan Kaplun Keidar, we hope that you get that phone call that says he's okay, that everything is fine, that he's healthy, or at least he's okay.
Thank you.
We hope that phone call comes.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And that T-shirt says it all. That T-shirt you're wearing says it all.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.